What's up, Authentic fam? We back in the building. Man, this video gonna be super short because it's just a tip. So write it down, take a picture. Don't forget this shit. So what we're gonna talk about is respect, because there's a lot of dudes that are like calling for these consults, and they're like, yeah, and I need to talk, and it's like almost always about a chick one way or another, and it's like, all right, well, here we go again. Let's talk about you not getting chicks or your chick not acting right. And a lot of guys that are dealing with women or have dealt with women are dealing with some kind of like lack of respect. And usually when women don't respect a dude, usually men don't respect that dude either. Usually when a dude has difficulty talking to women and approaching women and meeting women, he usually has problems communicating and talking to other men as well. Usually, not always, but usually, right? And I was just thinking about it. I was like, look, because like I had an ex, and she's like trying to like hook up, and I'm like, I'm not trying to do that. So like a couple of times, a few times I did, and then I kind of thought about it. I was like, you know what? One of the issues I had with this chick was a lack of respect, right? And I realized that it wasn't even a personal thing. I really took a lot of time to evaluate it, and I was like, yo, it's not even a personal thing. It's just, she just doesn't see men that way at all, right? I look at how she deals with the men in her family. I look at how she deals with men at work. I'm just like, she just doesn't have a respect for men fundamentally. It's just something she didn't grow up with. Mom didn't teach it or whatever. It's not there. Like, put it this way. She didn't grow up in a household where the father got the biggest piece of chicken. All right, if I could give you a simple analogy. But back in the day, respect for men used to be taught. Just like respect for elders was an understanding. So, I think that's the best way for me to kind of put it into perspective, because I know some guys are probably thinking like somehow women respecting or not respecting a man is like different from any other respect in general. And I want to make the correlation so you get what the fuck I'm trying to say. It's a lot to do with how you were raised. So it's easy to say, oh, well, she didn't respect him. It was him that she didn't respect. Because a lot of guys, right, maybe a guy that's got swag, a guy that's attractive, a guy that does have some value to him, he has experience dealing with women, he gets the girl, right? He might be trying to get some chick, and maybe she has a boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, and he's hearing the situation, and she's, telling him, being very generous with the scenario, and he's probably thinking in his head, oh yeah, she did this to him, she cheated on him, yeah, she didn't respect him, oh, he's probably a lame, he's probably a cornball, he's probably a nerd, he's probably a nice guy. That's what it was. It's like, was that what it was? Because if this guy was doing certain things for her, right, he was providing certain things, he was there for her in certain ways, regardless if he was the most boring guy in the world, there's still a level of respect that he would be entitled to, right or wrong. If you don't have money and someone loans you money, like, there might be things you don't respect about that person, but in this point in time, you gotta have some respect for them because you needed them for something, and they were in a position to give it to you, right? So anyhow, let me kind of relate it to something. You'll see what I'm trying to say. So let's say there's a young dude, maybe he's a teenager or something like that, and he comes across some older people, maybe in their 50s or 60s, and he doesn't have any respect for them. He's lacking respect. Now, is it a personal thing? Did that 65-year-old do something, therefore they don't deserve respect? You see what I'm trying to say? He doesn't even know these old people. They're strangers to him. But yet he didn't respect them. He didn't have a respect for them. So it has nothing to do with the character or the behavior of those particular elderly people or old people. This young mom don't have respect for older people. He doesn't respect his elders. Okay? Now, that's mentioned in the Bible, right? And people used to raise their children that way. They used to raise their children to have an instilled, meaning it was instilled in them, respect for elders. Period. Right? So the older someone is, by default, is the more respect you need to have for them because they've been here longer, they've been through more, they know more than you. How dare you? Okay? Now let me bring it back to comparing females and how they deal with men. So there are women who automatically just do not have a base level respect for men in general. It has nothing to do with what that person did or said or whatever, or how the guy looks or how much money he earns or whatever. Just him being a man, she already has a lack of respect for him. Whereas some men today, not most or all, which is unfortunate, some men today still have a certain level of respect for each other just simply because we are men. It's kind of like when you're passing, especially black guys, brothers do this all the time. You're passing another brother, especially when he's your age or older, and you guys see each other, you make eye contact, and you just do that. You just do that. You don't say hi, you don't have to actually stop and say what up, but you just acknowledge that that's another grown-ass black man. He's been through the struggle because he's still here. I know he's been through something because he's dark and he's here. So if he's dark-skinned, he's male, and he's still alive to make it to that age, he's been through something, right? So I have respect for it. I see you. Women don't even have that base level of respect for men, and they're women. If you understand what I'm trying to say, that women and children are less than men. I'm sorry, it's not a misogynist thing to say. It's just the truth of it. Why? Because it takes a hell of a lot more to make it to adulthood as a man as it does a woman. And if you made it to adulthood, then you've obviously been through more than a child. So women and children need to already have a certain level of respect for men just for fucking having a pulse, just for being alive and being a man and being grown. Okay? So the advice for today is don't engage with women that don't respect you, and most certainly don't sleep with them. And I know that's hard for a lot of you guys, because a lot of you guys are like, yo, I don't care if you respect me or not. I'm trying to get that pussy. It's like, yeah, okay, but you're doing yourself a disjustice. Having sex with a chick that doesn't respect you, number one, it's a risk and a liability if something doesn't go well. But it's like, again, you're doing yourself a disjustice, because that means you have a lack of respect for yourself if you're gonna sit there and do all of that and engage with a chick doesn't even respect you. And if you can't say no to that, that means you have a lack of resources, you have a lack of options. So that's a you thing. So maybe you don't even deserve the respect in the first place, but you're still a bottom feeder if you're over here hooking up with a chick that don't even respect you, right? And then the male version of that is, don't be making money or doing business with guys that don't respect you. It's not a good look, all right? So just wanted to throw those two things out there. I'm sure a few guys will listen. They're probably just gonna brush that off and be like, I'm gonna make money with whoever I can make money with, and I'm gonna sleep with whoever I can sleep with. Knock yourself out, bro. Knock yourself out. But hey, I warned you. If you watch this video, you heard it. All right? I'm out of here, guys. Stop engaging with people that don't respect you. And if it is a personal thing, step your game up so that you're worthy of more respect. Hit me on the console, like the damn video, share the damn video, keep it authentic. Peace.